You don't know it yet, but you're walking through life blind. Not because your eyes are closed, but because your mind is. Every single day you walk past people. You talk to them. You listen. You smile. But deep down, you don't see them. You don't understand them. And worst of all, you don't understand yourself. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. You're not in control. You think you are. You think you're sharp. You think you're reading the room. But what if I told you? The room has been reading you all along? There are people around you right now who know more about you than you know about them. And they're using it. They're watching the way you speak, the way you sit, the way you glance when someone walks in. They know your insecurities before you ever speak a word. And the sickest part? They don't have to ask you a single thing. They just observe. You might think this is just psychological theory. You might think this is fiction. But the truth is much darker. Because you were trained to be blind. From the moment you entered the world, you were taught to trust your feelings. To believe that your emotions are always valid. That your instincts are enough. But they're not. And that's why you keep getting played, used, misunderstood, and worst of all, ignored. But today that changes. Because what I'm about to give you is something most people live and die without ever discovering. The ability to see without speaking. To control without force. To extract information without questions. To influence rooms without needing attention. This is the art of observation. And once you master it, you'll never see the world the same way again. But let me warn you now. This knowledge isn't for everyone. It's for those who can handle power without falling apart. Because when you see things as they truly are, you may not like what you discover. Now pause. Ask yourself this. Have you ever truly watched someone? Not just looked at them, but watched them. The way their foot taps when they lie. The way their pupils dilate when they're excited. The sudden breath they take when they're about to argue. The micro glance toward the exit when they're uncomfortable. You haven't noticed these things because you're too busy reacting. And that's your first failure. Emotion, the very thing you were told makes you human, is the same thing keeping you stupid? Have you ever been in an argument and completely missed the point the other person was making because you were too angry to hear it? Or maybe you were around your crush, and instead of reading their words carefully, you were lost in your desperate internal noise, wondering if they like you back. That's the trap. You're not observing, you're obsessing. And that's why someone like Ayanokoji will always win, because he doesn't get lost in emotion. He doesn't attach. He doesn't guess. He sees. And now it's your turn to learn how. Step 1. Detach your emotions. Next time you walk into a room, don't feel anything. Not even if someone insults you. Not even if they compliment you. Let both praise and hate pass through you like wind. And just observe. Who's really in control of the group? Who interrupts the most? Who listens least? Who's pretending to laugh? And who finds things funny? Don't make judgments. Just collect data. And the picture will build itself. Because words can lie, but the body never does. And here's the kicker. Most people, they walk into rooms trying to be seen. But the truly dangerous ones walk in trying to see. You don't want to be popular. You want to be powerful. And that power comes when you study the world without letting it study you. Now here's something even darker. Most people don't like you. They tolerate you. They smile. They nod. But behind the scenes, they're planning your removal. The gossip starts when you leave. The jokes are about you. The loyalty you think you have is an illusion, built on fragile convenience. And the worst part? You don't even realize it. Why? Because you're too busy looking outward, never looking inward. So here's your next step. Observe yourself. Watch the way you talk. Record your voice. Replay your movements. Revisit your conversations. Do you ramble when nervous? Do you break eye contact too quickly? Do you raise your voice when you're unsure? If you're brave enough to confront yourself like this, congratulations. You're already 10 steps ahead of the average man. But be warned. The first time you observe yourself from the outside, you might hate what you see. That's normal. Because you'll notice all the cringe, all the weakness, all the desperate little habits that made you a joke behind closed doors. But here's the good news. Now you can fix it. Because you cannot change what you do not confront. So ask yourself right now. If someone were documenting your life today, would you be proud of how you're living? Or ashamed? Stop pretending you have time to figure it out later. Because later becomes never. And the world doesn't wait for the blind to catch up. If you're still watching this, it means you're one of the few with the courage to keep going. But here's where it gets dangerous. Because the moment you start observing others, they'll start reacting. They'll sense it. They'll feel your silence, your distance, your control. And that will make them uncomfortable. Because modern people are addicted to being heard, not being watched. So how do you observe without appearing suspicious? Simple. Silence. Silence is your camouflage. Let everyone else fill the room with noise. You just sit there watching, listening, controlling. When they expect you to speak, don't. When they expect you to react, wait. When they say something controversial, don't flinch. Let them squirm in your silence. Because here's the truth no one wants to admit. Silence isn't weakness. It's a weapon. In negotiations, in relationships, in leadership, the one who controls the silence controls the outcome. Most people talk because they fear stillness. But if you can sit in silence, you will dominate any room. Try this. Next time you're in a conversation, pause. Just 2 seconds before speaking. You'll notice something incredible. They'll panic. They'll start over-explaining. They'll reveal more than they meant to. And all you did was wait. That's real power. Not yelling. Not fighting. Just observing. Now here's the final and most dangerous piece. Patterns. Everything, and I mean everything, follows a pattern. The girl who always posts when she's sad. The friend who jokes when he's hiding something. The coworker who touches his nose when he lies. The client who only says yes when the offer feels exclusive. You think people are complex? They're not. They're predictable. Once you learn how to watch them. So study people like a machine. Take notes. Replay their words. Track their habits. And then predict them. Because when you can predict someone, you control them. And when you control them, you don't just win the conversation. You win the game. But don't abuse this power. Because just as you observe others, someone somewhere might be observing you. So always stay 5 moves ahead. Watch what they're watching. Notice what they're missing. And never show your full hand. Because in this world, the person who knows more always wins. Now, if you've made it this far, I know you're not average. But let me say this clearly. If you don't subscribe right now, you're choosing to stay blind. Because I just gave you the tools to change everything for free. And if that doesn't move you to hit subscribe, then maybe you're the kind of person who prefers ignorance. And if so, go to the comments. Tell us why. Tell the world why you'd rather live blind, distracted, and controlled than level up. But if you're serious, if you're ready to become dangerous, then this is your moment. Because knowledge like this doesn't come often, and those who act on it rule the game. So subscribe now. Not for me, but for the version of yourself you're meant to become. Because of the old you, he's been blind for too long. It's time to see.